working here, but I will check comments. How is it going? I was a bit distracted because Barrett just sent me a video of Sawyer, my new little grandson.
Are you playing on your mat, big boy?
Let's see if you can see that. We're going to have to get that boy a hammer soon. Oh, what am I doing? Oh, I'm working. That's what I'm doing. So this is for Julian, and this is for Alaska. So this project has to be grizzly proof, which I don't know if we can do. These big columns look like these big posts are going to be great back scratchers for grizzlies. Oh, and this container, can you imagine if you were a grizzly bear rubbed up against that thing, all these little ribs? Man, you'd get a nice back rub out of that. But I was looking at this, and I'm trying to, I'm on Eastern time, and he's on, I guess, Pacific time. Not specific, Pacific. And I always want to say specific time. And I wanted to ask him about this bay right here, 8 feet. I think that needs to be at least 10 feet. I think these need to be 2 10-foot bays. But we're going to start. We're going to get a good start here. And I like to start fresh. I know a lot of people think, maybe I copy and paste a lot, but I don't. I like approaching each project fresh. I mean, obviously, I'm going to steal a shipping container from another project just because they're boring and mundane. But, and I do have some roofing panels that I drew that I like these because the lines show up on your drawings well, and there's not too many of them, and that's why I came up with that. It's basically like a 5V, but it just indicates a metal roof, or hints at one. Excuse me. But on this particular job, I think the most appropriate thing to do is to create 3 beams. One's going to sit here on top of the container, one's going to be the ridge, and then one's going to be this span over here. And I believe I'm just going to make them all. I need to check I'm going to make the middle one maybe a 16-inch, but I need to check that span with Blue Links, which is the company that makes them. And sometimes I'll call their engineering department, tell them what my project is, and they'll tell me what the LVL is. But I've built so many of these things, I can just about guess. But when I'm doing this for other people, I don't like to guess. So when it's my house or my project, of course, the building inspector is always impressed. So let's see, 22. Okay, so I need to put in 20 feet by 1 3/4 inches, which is my LVL. And I'm going to try to do this without any support in the middle. Since this is a 20-foot shipping container, and I think I can do that with, I might have to check this. I think I can do that with an 11 7/8, especially a double one. But what I'm going to do is make it a component. I'm going to say left LVL. That'll tell me which one it is. And I'm going to double it and then make that a group. make a group. And now I'm going to set this up here. Now I've come up with a new and improved method for attaching get my axis locked here. There we are. That little corner, those corner blocks have little corners nipped off on the corner, so you gotta be careful what you're snapping to. So I'm gonna make that. Now I'm saying to myself, if this one can be 11 7/8, why can't this one be 11 7/8? Especially, I think it can be. I think it can be because I can put a post. I was going to suggest having no post in this bay, going this way, but having one post over here. So I think that will easily. And for now, we're looking at 26 feet. I'm going to try to talk him into 28 feet. But he's still dreaming about 26 feet. Grizzlies in Alaska, I'm sure he's not awake yet. It's only 10 o'clock on Saturday morning. So when he gets awake, I'm going to call him. Actually, I sent him an email. Oops. And maybe he will. I need to keep an eye on my phone and my email. But for now, we're going to assume that's good. See, I just don't think there's enough room in here. Well, okay, so we need to at least add for this post. So 8 and 10 is 18. Oh, plus the post. So now we're looking at 16 inches. That's better. I'm going to make, no, these beams are going to be the same. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to go over another 16 inches because I was going to make those 8 by 8s. These posts here. Right. So I still think that this should be 10. But what we're going to do is we're going to make us a rafter, and it's going to be a let's make ourselves a post first. Let's go, let's see, 8 feet for now, and then I'll adjust. I'm going to start me a line right here. Just go 8 feet. And that will be the edge. And why is that not playing? We're going to go 8. Now, the reason I'm drawing this 8 inches is because I'm assuming it's going to be, that was going to go up 12 feet. We're going to make this a group, and we're going to take that line out. Now I can adjust my footing. Let me adjust these two footings. I think if you're trying to park a car in an 8-foot bay, it really needs to be about 5 feet bigger than that. You need about 2.5 feet on each side of a car to open a door. Now he may not be wanting to. Have I got this? I don't think I've got this lined up. He may not be wanting to park a car in there, but I would not preclude that option. Is that a word? Preclude? think it is. I may not be using it in the right context, but I think it is a word. And let's put us a line here, because I really want these to line up with the beam. I've gotten to where I ignore shipping containers for the most part. Just kidding. There's an ongoing inside joke with me and shipping containers. So don't anybody. Why are you doing that? How about that? You know what I meant to do? I meant to make that a component first. Middle post, not mental post. Okay, let's see if we have anybody watching or comments. Hello, Kingpin. Have a great weekend to you too, sir. Good to hear from you. I should start like a hangout and let people come in and just chat with me while I'm working. I might just do that since it's Saturday morning. People can come in and say hi. Hello. Just start I'm the host. Okay. That way, if somebody wants to copy and I'll put my headphones on so I can listen in case anybody wants to join in. So that is that. So what I would like to do is talk him into another 2 feet here, because we have actually what I need to do is move let's see, I want to create another post for this. I want to make this one unique, and I have to figure out how I want to make these posts work out. But for now, I'm just going to show them like, copy that, and then they'll have their own footings. Okay. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to run these rafters up, and they will be 2x10s. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw me a rafter. I've been using too many components lately. 4.5. So I can see. I like leaving about 4.5 inches there. Come up. 3. There we go. Make myself a 2x10, 9.25. Let's see. That needs to come up, doesn't it? Let's just draw us a rafter first, and then we'll worry about the peculiars. And let's just get rid of all this. Sorry about the scrolling. So I'm going to come up here and just run this wild. And why didn't that close? That's odd. That is odd. What is going on here? Let's just start that over again. Not sure why that was not closing. That should come down. And if I just run that up wild, and then there we go. That was weird. That was just bizarre. Now I'm gonna create a group for now, and then get my bird's mouth right here. I kind of want this to be right there, but then that's a small bird's mouth, so I'm gonna get at least 2 inches or so here, at least 1.5 inches here, like that. So our bird's mouth would do this and that. It would be 1.5. Where do you source the containers? Well, that's all over the country, because these jobs that I do like this are for people literally all over the world. So it's up to the owner. Like this guy's in Alaska, but I've done these jobs in California, Texas, Colorado, Arkansas, Zambia, Holland. So Barrett's texting me about Sawyer. So it just depends on the closest port. So I just do the design work, and I mean here in Chattanooga, Tennessee, we're kind of in a hub. 75, Interstate 75 runs through Chattanooga, and I-24 runs through. So it's easy for me to get a container. I have several companies in our town. Literally, I can just go buy them. And but in your local area, I would just Google, used shipping, one trip or whatever shipping containers, or how much ever you want to pay for them. They range from 4,000 to 9,000, depending on whether it's 20-footer or a high cube or a 40-footer. Let's see, 22.5, and that's going to be our. I'm going to try to talk him into a wider overhang too, but I might not be able to do that. He wanted a. That reminds me. Glad I made these. I was going to extend this beam here, so I'm glad I thought of that. And I'm going to try to get him to do 24 inches, because that's going to extend on this 20 foot. 20 foot is kind of short, honestly, as far as a protection for a carport. Let's come down 8 inches, and we'll put us a little winky dink on there, just to make it look better. Now this is when I'm glad I made these components, you see, because now when I correct this one over here is correcting itself. And that's the beautiful, wonderful thing of about SketchUp and modern CAD systems. 8. Winky dink. Oop, wrong face. Now I'm going to try to get him to do that. And some of this is just proposing, you know. Now, did I make this a component? Nope. I'm going to, though. Rafter. Because I have a feeling that I'm going to probably make these tails where they'll have a subfascia cut on them. Like this, where well, it would be about 5.5 inches. So if I came down 5.5, just nip that off to there. That would be but that'll be, because that keeps you from having a 1x12 fascia or whatever. And then we'll go I think we've got quite a load here. We've got 30 pounds per square foot snow load we're dealing with, which I need to check. I think I've already checked the 2x10s at 16 inches. Was that times 30? It's not that much. That's too many. Yeah, I knew it was. Let's get rid of all these. I'm used to working with the 40-foot shipping containers. Now this is sad right here. But this is sad right here. I think what I can do is maybe start put this one back. Right here, and we'll see. Since this is going to be open, and the roof is from underneath is decorative, so to speak. Maybe what we can do is just even out this space between the first and the last one. So we got 24.5, and we got see if I can do math in my head. Well, we could just make this a group and then can I find the center of that? Okay, so let's undo that. All duty. I thought I would keep my selection if I ungrouped it, but I couldn't. That's a lesson learned. So we had 12, we had 22.5. So that's 17. So 8.5 inches, 8.5. Is that right? What do we have now? 1'2". 1 foot. I'm only 1/2 inch off, so we're gonna leave it there for now. That's just because these rafters are. I don't think he's gonna do any like ceiling material under here, and there's not gonna be a wall. Like you don't need a house line rafter per se. If we do, we'll just adjust that. Now, the reason I ran these out here wild is because I wasn't quite sure yet on my beam. Let's see if we have any questions. Thank you. I trust your judgment, so I ask you first. I have a year before I can start project. What part of the country are you in, Tunnel Rat? I would certainly shop around because hey, Erst. Erst is here. Be careful. I would certainly shop around because they can get kind of crazy on the cost. What I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this, Roger. And the other thing I haven't quite figured out is how I want to attach this beam. But I think what I'm going to do is make this an 18. I think this middle one probably needs to be an 18-inch LVL. So I think, because what I want to do is I want to span this. I don't want to have, when I'm pulling my cars in here, I really don't want to have any post. He's got, well, on his, let's import the bird's eye views. He calls it the plan views. What we call it in architecture. He's got these 2 columns here, these 2 posts here, but we don't need those. If we only have a 20-foot span, the most we would need is 1, but we can actually eliminate all those posts on 20 feet. I've done it before easily with, well, this one house I used 2 24-inch LVLs, but I think I can get by with an 18 on this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going here and I'm going to delete one of these. I'm going to make this one unique. And then I'm going to make this 18. And that looks big, doesn't it? But where'd my 18 go? There it is. But it just depends on, whether you want to be able to have, go without a post in here. We could probably make it 11 7/8 and have 1 post. The problem with the post is, and this used to happen in the old garages, your old basement garages before we had used floor trusses or wood eye joists. You would pull your car in, and right where you opened your door, there'd be a freaking post there. You'd be banging your car door against it. So we'd like to eliminate that if we can. I don't know, some people might like a post. Well, I can't, let me just delete that guide. There we go. Now, I've got that as a component. If he doesn't like that big arse beam, then we can certainly, let's see, this sticks out 24 inches. That's the wrong thing. It would be here. Oops. Did I make that a group? No. That should be a group. Now we can move it. Right there, plus 24. And now we're going to move it up here and adjust our the lengths of our rafters. Right there. And because I made all those components, they will all adjust appropriately. And then, you know what I didn't do? Did I center the dang beam? Well, isn't that weird? I didn't center the dang beam. Now, I'll probably have to change this. There. I was close, but no cigar. What's bugging me is this 8 feet in here. I want to make it 10. And like this one. He's got this 8 feet, but you can't pull a car in and open the door. You'd be able to open the door on this side because, you know, I don't have a post there. But over here, you're going to be hitting this container with your door. It may be that he just wants to park like a boat or like the 4-wheelers or something. Oh, Tunnel Rat, you're near Chattanooga. Oh. What is that company? There's like a Connex shipping containers. There's also a couple of, if you go on Facebook, where is that? All About Storage. There was a company I called, and I forgot, this was like a year ago when I was actually looking at them. I was going to go actually look at them, and since then, oh man, these things are heavy. You know, I've bought these, like these twist lock things, so I could get dimensions off of them. I bought these things. These stick in the hole of the shipping container and twist and hold them down. And but a friend of mine has, don't know if you could see that or not, but a friend of mine has some shipping containers. So I just went and got information. See this Facebook group right here. If you go to, that's what I was saying earlier. Now, I actually messaged this guy, and he never messaged me back, so it's kind of weird. But I'm sure if you told him you were thinking about buying one, he would. Now you've got me on this. You got me on this kick of trying to figure out 37. You distracted me, man. Select purchasing. Oh boy, these people want you to give blood just to find out where to buy a shipping container. But anyway, I was talking to this this fella who I'm doing one project for out in Phoenix, Arizona, and he was, of course, he was saying he was having a hard time locating 20-foot high cubes, but he was saying it was because of the fact that he was, you know, so far away from a port or a typical shipping lane or whatever. Am I still in the center? I don't know why I still feel like I'm, yeah. Sometimes I get to talking and I lose track. So what I might do is we might call. It's still only 7:30, but I still really want to call Julian and try to talk him into this 10 feet thing. Now he's probably gonna tell me, no, I don't need that. But honestly, it's not gonna cost any more money. I mean, in reality, I mean, let's look at the length of these rafters and I'll tell you why. Most likely. Yeah, you see those rafters are 18'7", so that means you're going to have to buy a 20-foot 2x10, right? So you might as well max out the length on that. You might as well go ahead and add the 2 feet in here. Let's see, that would be 20. Well, he only wanted a 12-inch overhang to begin with. I've got a 24-inch. So, but cutting this down to a 12-inch overhang still means you're buying a 20-foot rafter. So that's what I look at when I'm doing this. And literally, you're not saving any money in some cases by, depending on the lengths of lumber that you're designing from. See? And why is that? Let's see. Oh, I know why. Because this is not symmetrical. What has he got over here? He is raising that up. Yeah, okay. And see, on this side especially, we're going to have to make all these. We're going to have to get rid of all these. Let's see. No, we can make these all unique. That's what we can do. We can make all these unique to themselves. Now, when I adjust them, they will only adjust on their side. So then I can take this beam and move it up. Go up 1.5 inches. 1.5. Then I can take this and put it. Yeah, don't you love technology? We made all these unique to themselves, and so they all edited nicely. And my other post over there should pop up with that one because I made it yeah. And then this one. Like that. That's the basic. That's the basic thing he wanted. But I don't think we need these posts right here. If you could use a smaller beam and put those posts in, but again, they're just in the way. They're obstructionists. I might try to call him in a minute. Do you make your models parametric? I mean, they're not. They're parametric in the sense that when I do my drawings, like this software layout is where you set your sheets up. So I'll give you an example of what parametric means to SketchUp. So let's say here's a project the guy was talking about out in Arizona. Let's see, that's a bad example. That's just a site plan. Let's go to Gabe's house. Gabe's house is a just a home, but you see, if I click on this is a 24 by 36 sheet of paper, right? But this viewport that I just clicked on is a view into the model. You see? So if I change that model, it'll change. Or if I change, something in the floor plan, this is a viewport into the model, right? So if I change it in the model, it will change here, and the dimensions will move with it. If I change the size of this window, this dimension will change. Okay, so I mean, really, parametric, has kind of a broad. Let's see, I don't want to save that because I just screwed it up. Does that make sense, Erst? I mean, if you look at the frequency, relating to or denoting a process which amplification or frequency conversion is obtained using a device modulated by a pumping frequency. Yeah, I guess, my drawings are parametric. I'm just kidding. I know what you meant. I think you meant, can you use, are they what we call BIM, Building Information Management Systems, where if you make changes in one software, they take effect in the other one, something like that? Is that what you meant, man? I think that's what you meant. So now, I'm coming up with new ways to. I actually ordered one of these, and I think it's on my front porch. I may have to go out there and get it. I ordered one of these casting blocks, one of these corner blocks, right? And I ordered it from this company. Who did I order it from? I've ordered so much crap. It was from this, not Mighty. I ordered that twist lock thing. Oh man, these things are heavy. I ordered this thing, which is used to connect containers to the ships. But what I wanted was this twisty lock. I wanted the dimensions of that thing. And, good Lord, it weighs 50 pounds. But this is what I ordered. And I think it's on my front porch right now. I ordered one of those corner blocks, and believe it or not, they weren't that expensive. The one I bought was only like $40. But what I'm trying to do is come up with a new way, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to design it, and I'm going to have my metal fabricator fabricate it, and then I'll make a bunch of them up, and then if people want them, I'll make them available to them, at some kind of cost. I'm not going to go into business making them. I just think there should be, really what it should be is like a, I kind of drew one already. If I go to this, yes, please save it. If I go to this is this project out in Phoenix, Arizona. The guy is going to take a bunch of shipping containers and make a storage facility. He's got 50 of these 50 of these groups, modules. But this bracket I designed, it just goes in and locks in because it has that oval plate, which is this thing. Let's go to OBS so I can see if I'm in the camera. This thing, this is one that you can buy that you can connect the container to your concrete slab. It locks in, you stick it in the hole. Everything's backwards. You twist it in there, it locks in that corner block, and then you run a concrete anchor down through that hole, right? So that little oval plate is this. So I'm going to have my metal guy make me up some of these. But what I really want to do, I'm going to take this out and test it, because what I have seen in the videos of these products is that there's a lot of tolerance, and I don't want a lot of tolerance. I can't tolerate it. So what I'm going to do is make this a separate thing where, why it keeps doing that. Why it keeps doing that, I don't know. Is let's see. This, oh, I see what's going on. This should be closed on top. This is going to be a little bit smaller, and it's also going to be threaded. You can probably see where this is going, and it'll stick up, you know. This will cooperate, and I don't know why the scrolling is going nuts. But then there'll be a hole in this. This will go back, and you'll put a nut on it, you know. So this thing tightens up. So as you're cranking down that big nut, that nut's probably going to be like 1.25 inches, 1.5 inches. That's how big it'll be. And maybe this is 1 inch, and the nut's like 1.5 inches. And so I'm going to have my steel guy make up a bunch of those. And let me get out of this drawing, because that thing's driving me nuts on the scrolling thing. No, I don't want to save that change. But anyway, so that would be a flexible thing, because you could turn the L bracket upside down and bolt it to this and bolt your, you know. So anyway, there's some details to work out on how we're going to I'm going to try something new, and see what people are talking about. So this is this what you do for a living? Well, this is part of what I do for a living. I actually build. My main job is to build stuff, and our latest project, it just went up for sale by the owner, is 2854 Crestwood Avenue. Should come up on Zillow. Yeah, here we go. I built this house. This house we just finished. It looks a little better now because it's got gutters and a little more landscaping. But this house we just finished. I'm getting my final inspections. Of course, there's no decorating or anything, so it's just kind of basic now, but it'll be a lot prettier when somebody moves in and decorates it. But that's I designed this home. It's sort of a modern. I don't know why the realtor couldn't get the whole house in the picture. That was weird. So that's my main job. Is I'm a design build contractor, and I build homes like this. The other one, before that, was 1605 Arden Avenue. Hello. The pictures on this one aren't very good either. Another modern house. And I built and lived in this one and then sold it. So that's kind of the drawing work is, since I'm a design build contractor, I design the homes I build, but I also do design work for other people all over the country. So, which allows me to stay busy on rainy days like today. So now, one thing I forgot to ask him was how he wants to do the decking on this. He could do purlins and then a metal roof, which I have stolen some already from another job. Let's see if I can get this. I'll tell you what, let me turn that off and put these. I need to come up with another. Let's do roof. Let's do rafters. Roof. Let's go rafters. I'm trying to keep my CAD standards consistent. So what we'll do is let's turn off roof metal, and then we'll put these in roof rafters. Roof rafters. Then we can turn those off. Turn the metal back on so I can get a hold of it and move it up. Should be in a group, but I took it from another job, so it's not. Oh, look, there's a channel from the carport, from the steel carport job, which I want to delete. Okay, now we can turn our rafters back on. And I think what I'm going to do is just kind of, I'm going to go ahead and put this roofing on here. And then I'm going to ask him, I got several questions for him. I'll put that, well, that didn't work, did it? I'm going to raise it up like an inch. And bring it down. When I figure out what he's going to do as far as the decking, then I can lower it back down. See, how am I going to do this? I'm going to run this over to here. Get that flush with that rafter. And then I can run these sheets. Get this out of the way for a minute. Let's make us a layer called roof trim. And for some reason, and then we'll put that in there so I can turn it off and get it out of the way for now until I get my sheets, my metal sheets worked out. These won't go all the way to the top, and I'll adjust the length on them. But we should have like, I just realized this is a cut sheet. Dang it, dang it, dang it, dang it, dang it, dang it. We go get a whole sheet. Yes, dang it, dang it. I got a cut sheet. Did it get the right spot? There we go. Those sheets they're 3 feet wide, and I could tell right away that was As a matter of fact, I'm not gonna. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna start off with a whole sheet, and then we'll see. Let's just go over here and see how many sheets. Let's just go 36 times 5, and we'll see. That's what I was thinking. This is going to be get rid of this cut sheet. Poopy doopy. I don't want you in there. You can hit the shift key to exclude. I need to get that inside that group. There we go. Just going to move this one over here for a second, because I think what's going to happen is one cut sheet will be, one sheet will reach to that end, and then I can just have a full sheet on this end. See how this works out. Man, it almost worked out. So I can just delete this one. I need to make this a unique piece, otherwise my other ones will adjust. Well, that worked out good. I think I can get by. This doesn't have to be perfect here, but where does that come up? Right there on that crease. I was going to say it doesn't have to be perfect, so I'm just going to cut it right there, because your edge trim, I don't know why I did that. It was already aligned there. Your edge trim covers all that. Your rake trim, your gable end trim. So you don't have to get too fussy about the lengths of that. Let's see if we have any comments. Gotta go. Oh, thanks, Mad60. Appreciate it. You sure do work with containers a lot for someone who doesn't. I know, it's a curse. See, hey Jennifer Bruce. That's why you should never say never. Don't ever do that. Don't ever say, I'm never gonna work with containers. That doesn't mean I have to use them. Now, what happened to my roof metal? Did I delete it? To delete my roof metal. What happened to my trim? Oh, there it is. Oh wait, I'm gonna do the other side. I know, it's funny. That's what happens when you talk. When you're a big talker, it usually comes back to bite you. No, what I said was, and if you go back to my original video I made on this, because I knew I was going to get crap later on, I said for residential use, it doesn't make sense, because I literally did a video where at the time I did a whole material list, and you could build a small house 12 feet wide and 40 feet long for less than you could buy the shipping container. When I say build it, I'm talking about the framing. I think I was able to get the siding in there. And so that was my point about how they make no sense. CENTE. let's see, how far is this? That's 1 7/16. 1 7/16. So this goes right here. Like that. And the reason is, I gotta make those unique. The reason is mainly because of like things like doors and windows and insulation are well, especially for windows. I mean, as far as installing them, because you see, in construction we have these techniques that have been time proven, and as far as sequencing, and we don't put our siding on first. And that's what you're doing when you buy a shipping container and you go and start cutting out doors and windows. You're basically you're basically saying, oh, I bought a house with siding on it, now let me go put my windows in. And that's not how it works in construction, because when you you do your framing, you put your sheeting on, your wall sheeting, then you put your Tyvek on, and then you install your windows, you tape them and flash them, and then you put your trim on. And all that, what that does is builds a system of water resistance, and air infiltration. And when you buy a shipping container and try to put a window in it, all these corrugations prevent you from doing it properly. There is a way, and I do have a video on that, to do it, but nobody does it because they're freaking lazy, and they're, first of all, mind lazy, and secondly, physically lazy. So there, I'll get myself in trouble now. I doubt you could. You should. Someone doesn't like. I doubt you could today, though. Well, I don't know. I might refigure. I still have that video. Obviously, I have the materials list. All I have to do is send the material list back out for pricing. I mean, things like OSB have gone up a pretty good bit, but framing lumber is still not too bad. I mean, we're still building houses. People are still paying for them. So, the world hasn't just shut down completely. Thank God. Let's turn on our roof trim, and we'll move our ridge cap. Alright, so that was the wrong group. Why am I selecting that? There we go. This is a ridge cap I stole from another job, and hopefully it will work. I believe it will. And then these are, I made this rake trim, or gable end trim. People call it different things around the country. It's edge metal. All the old time roofers call this edge metal. So I'm gonna lock that on. Where's my line? There we go. That other one is shooting off into space because it's a component. This is a component. So now all I gotta do, wisely, I made this so where all I have to do is move this one over now. And it's not in the middle though. That's weird. I thought I had selected the middle. Let me move this out of the way now and get it in the middle. Okay, why is that not? Just have to do it to there. There we go. And then these others back here should have fixed themselves too. But I think what I'm going to do is delete them. And just copy this and mirror it and get rid of the guidelines. Oh, I got to make this one unique though. Get myself a reference line. I've noticed that if you don't get yourself a reference line, SketchUp doesn't like following everything. Now we can copy that. Roger. And mirror it. -1. And now this will have to go, and you'll have to bring it out like a 1/4 inch so it doesn't show through. So the metal, the edge metal, I mean the roofing doesn't show through it. There we go. And that's not looking bad. Not looking bad at all. Kind of 2x4s by 8s are like $8 here. Let's go to Home Depot. You know, you guys are always doing this, telling me 2x4s are $8. 2x4s. Let's see what they are in Chattahoochee. 2x4 by 8 is $8.27. You're right. Let's see. Let's see what a 9.2 5/8. 2x4 by 9.2 5/8. That's a stud. Home Depot. Well, look at that. 2x4 by 92 5/8 is $6.55. Not bad. That's what you would buy for your wall construction, because that makes an 8-foot wall. 92 5/8 plus 4.5 makes your wall 8'1 1/8 tall, which gives you room to put hardwood and sheetrock on the ceiling, hardwood on the floor and sheetrock on the ceiling, and still have 8 feet. So you just have to pick your materials wisely. Shop around. Of course, see, I'm a contractor. I shop at East Chattanooga Lumber. Of course, they're not going to quote. This is my lumber company right here, and I get contractor discounts. So, and I pass those discounts along to my customers. I don't mark it up to Home Depot prices. I should. I wouldn't have to work on Saturday mornings if I did that. I'm just kidding. So I need to call Julian. I wonder if he's awake now. It's 8 o'clock. It's 8 o'clock in Alaska. But this shouldn't be too bad. What I'm trying to do is get him to put 10 feet in here. But he's probably going to say, nah, not going to do it because he's got this here, which probably wouldn't hurt to have some kind of a, but not sure it's necessary. If I go to my, let's do Rafter tables, 30-pound snow load. I think I already checked this. Let's see. Raptors plus this is, I don't like these. These are, let's go to here. Yeah, 35. Let's just look at this one. 2x10s. Spacing. Rafter spacing. Oh, here we go. 2x10, 16 inches on center. Even if he used, even the wimpiest one will go 17.5. So I'm not anywhere near that span. Your span is actually from the inside of here to there. That's only 15 feet. Get that horizontal. To here is only 15 feet 10. So we are good on our 2x10s at 16 inches on center. So does anybody else have any comments? Or I meant to say, I've got a link up there at the top if anybody wants to join. What I try to do, sometimes my, let's get rid of some of this junk. Sometimes I'll send emails to my customers and I can get them to join and answer questions about their project, and it's really handy. Like one of them would be, well, these purlins. Let's turn off the roof trim and metal. And that was supposed to turn off. That was supposed to turn off this. That is supposed to be roof metal. There we go. I think what I'm going to suggest is that he just do, 2x4s, 2x4 purlins. Because any kind of OSB, any kind of plywood or OSB would be continuously exposed to the weather. And this would work better. Let's run these up. Here, 24. Let's see, times 6. See how far that got us up. Oh, not very far. What was I thinking? 1, 2, 3. That was good. Now what I normally do is I get this pretty close and I count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then I'll move this one up. Well, leave a little. You really don't need an air gap, so I'm just going to run it to there. What was it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then, so that would be divided by 8, right? Then delete these. Then go up here. Divided by 8. Yeah, and then it means I have an extra one here, so I just delete it. And that just spaces them equally, because you can actually get them a little farther apart than 2 feet, but oops, you'll still only have, 2 feet between them. What about that? It's pretty cool. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side, but they'll be shorter, thankfully. This is a handy way to build these. I thought that looked weird. Yep. I'm going to explode that and regroup it. See how the group thing is all weird? In SketchUp, if you'll explode it and then just regroup it, then it's a little better. Not too much, is it? But now that I know how many I need, I don't know how many I need to. I can guess. I'm going to guess on this one. Oh, I'll just measure it. 12. I can probably get by with 6. Let's see how far apart that puts them. I'm going to say 7. See how close that is. 1'6". I should have said 6. Divided by 6. And that should be close enough. Yeah, 1'10". That's good. So that will be better than OSB or some kind of plywood, and it'll be less expensive than putting solid decking, like 1x2 or 1x8 ton groove or 1x12 ton groove, whatever. Then we'll turn our roof metal back on in our trim, and then we'll have to raise it up now. Did I select it? Go up. Go up a 1/2 inch. What? Why did that go? Oh. There we go. We have to go up an inch. You can still, at a certain angle, you can still see through. That's one of the annoying things to me about SketchUp. I wish they'd fix that. Where there's an obvious space between, I put this space between the metal, the roofing, and the purlins to keep it from showing through. But still, at certain angles, you can still see it unless you change the angle. So if I do the side view, see, I'm going to be able to see it, which is annoying. But I guess I just have to, let's see, roof drip metal. Now I'm going to put myself a fascia on here. And that's just going to be a Should have made that a 2x8. Or I could have just made it. I want to look at that and see. Well, I'm going to make this a component, then I can component, then I can, we'll call it subfascia. So normally what we would do, depending on how we cut these, the bottoms of these rafters, and depending on, like on a house, you'd have a soffit on here. But I think here it probably look better just to have a 2x6, which is 5.5. Yeah, okay, that's what I got there. Oops. Like that. But I'll talk to him about this also. And since that's a component, it'll correct itself over here. See if I got the roofing hanging over far enough. Probably not. And what we would have down here is in a situation like this, what we could have done two things. We could have used a wider fascia and let it stick up. Is that my cut piece? Since it is just a carport, I don't mean to say just a carport, I just mean since we're doing kind of a rough framing, or this will be kind of a rustic thing, we can let this come up. 2 inches would be too much, yeah. 7.25. What we can do is do that and then drop it down like that. That would cover up that purlin that's down on the edge and not look too bad. And then I'm going to talk to him about that, and what I'll do is I'll adjust this cut on the rafters to match that. Did I get this metal hanging over? It needs to come over a little bit more. Another inch won't hurt anything. No comments? What's wrong with you guys? There we go. So that's looking pretty good. Looking pretty close to what he has. (8'6". He's got a, I think I have a high cube container. So I'll have to adjust the height of that, but I'm going to ask him. That's something I'm definitely going to verify. Actually, that would be easy to change. Well, I think I'm going to end it here. That's what I was wanting to get done today, this morning on this job. And this is just kind of a schematic run here. This first stab at it, I'll get with the owner on the concept of not having any columns in here. And then I'll work out details on how these are going to connect. On these, I'll just have flat plate connectors, probably 6 inches by 12 inches. And they'll be half lapped, on the post and on the beam, and they'll be bolted in, lag bolted in, that kind of thing. But I want to get all this framing, post and beam stuff settled before I make those kind of changes or additions. So if anybody doesn't have any questions, I will end it here. And thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it and contributing.